We all know Kang is going to be a big part of the MCU for years to come, and Ant-Man 3 is right around the corner, so let's talk about some of Kang's little-known variants. First one off the bat, Fantastic Four number 273. This book got hot about a year and change ago when Loki Season 1 dropped, and it quickly kind of fell off. First appearance of Nathaniel Richards, father of Reed Richards. Nathaniel was also a time traveler, and Kang Prime is a descendant of Nathaniel Richards thanks to him time traveling, basically. Nate time travels through a giant sphinx, which was teased in Loki episode 5, and this issue also, we get Kang Prime's origin, where he discovers time travel, and he discovers his ancestor in ancient Egypt. Thanks to this, Kang would time travel to Egypt, which causes him to live a lifetime as a ruler there, Ramatut. This is a major issue with Kang's past. It is a multi-key, definitely something to keep an eye out for in those cheap bins, because as Kang becomes more of an important character, we definitely see this issue get hot again. Number 2 is Avengers 267. This Avengers arc is Kang Dynasty and has been name dropped in some of Marvel's overseas trademarks. And in this issue, we get the first appearance of the Council of Kangs, which is a council made up of Kang variants and Kang in different multiple points of time. This is a big book for this era of Marvel, considering it's a first appearance of several Kang variants and King robots, similar to Doom's Doombots. 268 and 269 from the same run would round out this arc, ending with an origin of the Kangs and a fight between Kang and Immortus. Issues in the following years with this title would surround Kang and many more of his variants. Definitely a very, very impactful issue for this era and a big part of Kang's history. Third one on our list, Avengers number 293. One of these issues spinning out of the Kang Dynasty would be this arc, which introduces the Chairman Kang, which is the leader of the council. It was also introduced Kang Nebula, who, if you ask me, is 100% coming, and plenty of other Earth Kangs also debut in this issue, alongside a cameo of Namor's kids. Funny enough. It's just a fun book I see in dollar bins from time to time. And, maybe you're out in the flea markets, maybe you're at your LCS, whatever it may be, maybe at Comic-Con. Maybe if you see this one, maybe it's worth picking up. Or it's at least worth knowing about. You never know. Moving on, we got all new, all different Avengers. Number 1, first appearance of Mr. Griffin, which is a variant on Kang who goes toe-to-toe with the new Avengers lineup, and even separates Thor from her hammer at some point. He's a businessman and CEO of Kang Enterprises, very similar to another variant, Victor Timely, which I was kind of wondering, they're sort of the same character. And he ends up buying Stark Tower in this arc, and it wraps with the Chitauri getting wrapped up into it. It's kind of a ridiculous book, but it only opens up more opportunities to roll this into the MCU, as we've seen the Chitauri, we've seen Stark Tower in the past. It could be some fun callbacks to the last 10 years of the MCU, and maybe we'll see this variant pop up. Maybe not. Who knows? Just a fun book to keep an eye out for. Number 5 is Captain America Annual number 11, first part of the Kang story arc that sprawls over all of the major annuals at the time, but this issue is the debut of Kang's base of operations, Chronopolis. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's where Kang is inside of the multiverse. It's just, it's another book you probably find in the dollar bins. I know I've seen it in the past. And we might have also kind of linked this before in past Ant-Man installments, as you saw in that little blurb that people used to think was the microverse. Or maybe it's connected to Hulk. Maybe it's something else. Or maybe it's Chronopolis. Who the hell knows? But it's, again, just another fun book. Fantastic Four number 25 and Avengers Annual number 21 are also part of the Citizen Kang event, and these books are all cameos and first full appearances of the Anarchronauts, I believe is how you pronounce it, who are the group of mercenaries loyal to Kang, basically really goofy 90s bounty hunters who basically kind of kill whoever Kang needs. The team consists of Hypercrophysis, definitely butchered his name, Deathhunt 9000, Tyndall, Wild Run, Sith, Ra, and Sir Rastin. We also get the first appearance of Victor Timely, who I mentioned before, a Kang variant in the Avengers Annual, which is really nothing more than a nod to Timely Comics, which merged with Atlas and became Marvel. He also plays a large role in the Kang Dynasty story in the 90s, Avengers series, and something from that. It's completely different than the arc in the 80s, but it's just a bunch of first appearances in 2 books you see all the time in the dollar bins, a cameo and a first full appearance. Here's a wacky one, Spider-Ham number 4 from 2020. This is the first appearance of the Kang Collective, which they might end up doing instead of the Council of Kangs. They might just give it a different name, but it's basically kind of the same thing, just to spite the fans, because they love doing that. Although I imagine they'll leave out Kangaroo the Conqueror, but who knows. As a bonus, Kangaroo debuts in Peter Porker Spider-Ham number 15. That's a dollar if we've ever heard one before. Number 8 on our list is Excalibur number 49. First appearance of Kang with an E, who is a multiversal Kang that can change his mass and size. He also shares Kang's abilities. In this story, Necrom tries to end the multiverse. He's another character I can get into another day. And condense it all into one main universe. And this Kang isn't a fan of, or I guess Kang. He's just a wacky version of Kang who has, I believe, more powers or similar powers to Kang, but it's one of those things where he might get name dropped on the Council of Kang, but not really any importance to any of these upcoming Kang movies. Number 9 is Infinity Wars. Number 4, Infinity Wars with an S. First appearance of Kamala Kang. With Miss Marvel getting her own show and being relatively popular, and Kang having a variant out there of half him and half Kamala Khan, you're almost bound to see her inevitably pop up in that Council of Kangs if they do it. Although this story kind of sucks, they committed to that whole Infinity Warps thing, and it's easily out there in your dollar scenes, and it's a good book for the casual audience to pick out of the background, or YouTube breakdown videos to have fun with. It's definitely something I could see them doing, just to kind of fill out that background with some familiar faces. Number 10, our last book here, is Ultimate Comics Wolverine number 4. This is a big part of the MCU, and Ultimate Comics are a big part of the early 2000s for Marvel, and their variant of Kang should be on board somewhere over at the MCU. And on top of being a Kang variant, she is also a Sue Storm variant. These two seem to be like no-brainers. And she can also teleport, shapeshift, turn invisible, and on top of that, have Kang's regular powers. Seems like a perfect deep dive variant, and it's another one, since we'll have the Fantastic Four movie before we'll have the 2 major Avengers movies I imagine Kang will be a big part of. You'll see something like this pop up. Because again, it's kind of similar to the Kamala Khan one, where people could pick it up out of the background and realize, ooh, that's Sue Storm, ooh, that's Kamala Khan, as a Kang variant. An honorable mention goes to Spider-Boy Team Up number 1. It's part of the amalgam thing that Marvel and DC did, and I don't think they'll ever commit to any of these characters from the amalgam universe because they don't truly own them. I don't know how the rights completely work, but they might throw it out there in the background just to kind of let diehard fans pick it out. But Cronus Tut is half Rama Tut and half of DC's Cronus, and the actual issue is wild. They go hunting for Spider-Boy, who's the nexus of all realities. He battles with the Legion of Galactic Guardians 2099, hires the Frightful Five, and the Living Lightning Lad saves Spider-Boy all in one issue. It's worth the read. Also, on top of that, Doom, the Annihilating Conqueror, Time Eater, Legion of the Unliving, Star Trek's own Kang, Kang the Conglomerator, Universal Church of Immortus, Iron Lad, King Immortus, Scarlet Centurion, Ramadas Kang's son, Marcus Kang, his other son, and so many others make for another endless video for another day, but all kind of make it into this honorable mention here. We all know Ant-Man 3 will be a major turning point for this phase as we lean into another Avengers double shot, and Kang being the main villain will set up a whole lot. Wrapping up in the 10 rings, considering the Shang-Chi end credit scene connects the Kang, kinda, plus the same director's doing one of the Avengers films to come, and they push Shang-Chi 2 forward. On top of all that, Deadpool 3 is rumored to have Owen Wilson in it. Loki Season 2 will shed even more light into Kang, the TVA, and all those characters connected. And there's a lot more Kang to come, but hopefully you learned about a book or two to keep an eye out for in those cheap bins or in those price bins or whatever have you. If you enjoy, don't forget to follow me here and on Facebook and Instagram for more daily content, and join the Facebook group Fandoms Unleashed for great discussions and inside look at Comics, all linked down below. And until next time.